Good evening. Coming to you once again, live from Reach Souls Films Incorporated. In this video, what I wanted to talk about with everyone, for a few minutes is the name of this video is called Warning About Hell, and this is going to be coming from Mark chapter 9, verses 42 through 50. And all of the following scriptures that I'm going to be reading in this video will be coming from the New International Version. And as I've said many times before, please read and study these scriptures for yourself. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the lesson. Starting at verse 42, it says this. In the following scriptures that I'm going to be reading, these are the words of Jesus. Starting at verse 42, it says this. And if anyone causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to be thrown into the sea with a large millstone tied around his neck. If your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter life maimed than with two hands to go into hell where the fire never goes out. Now, I'm going to start at verse 42. In verse 42, this caution against warning little ones in the faith applies to both what we do individually as teachers and examples to what we allow to fester in our fellowship as followers of Jesus. Our thoughts and actions must be motivated by love, and that is telling people the truth so they won't die and go to hell. Now, moving on down to explaining verse 43, Jesus used explaining verse 43, Jesus used startling language to stress the importance of cutting sin out of our lives. Anything that causes us to sin, or anything that or if it's anything that keeps us from Jesus, whether it is a job, relationship, or a habit that is against God's will, we should get rid of it right away, ASAP, as soon as possible. And down I'm going to read verses I'm going to read verse 43 again. I will be reading verse 43 through 47, starting at verse 43. If your hand causes you to sin, cut it off, for it is better to enter life maimed with two hands to go into hell where the fire never goes out. And if your foot causes you to sin, cut it off, for it is better for you to enter life crippled than to have 2 feet and be thrown into hell. And if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. It is better for you to enter the kingdom of God with one eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into hell. And it's just as I said before. Um, anything that causes us to sin, or if it's anything that keeps us from Jesus, whether if it's a job or a relationship, or if it's anything that goes against God's will, we should get rid of that right away, ASAP. And or anything, or if it's anything that keeps us from Jesus, we should get that out of our lives right away, ASAP. And moving on down to verses 48 and 49, starting at verse 48, it says this: where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched, everyone will be salted with fire. Now in these two verses, Jesus pictured the serious and eternal consequences of hell. Worms and fire represent both eternal and external pain, which is very bad. That is very, 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 very bad. That's just terrible. And moving down to verse 50, it says this: salt is good, but if it loses its saltiness, how can you make it salty again? Have salt in yourselves and be at peace with each other. Now, in this verse here, Jesus used salt to illustrate three qualities that should be found in his people. Number one, we should remember God's faithfulness. Number two, we should make a difference in the flavor of the world we live in. Number three, we should counteract the moral decay in society. When we lose this desire to salt the earth with the love and message of God, we become useless to him and he can't use us anymore. And I'll say that again. When we lose this desire to salt the earth with the love and message of God, we become useless to him and he can't use us anymore. Point blank. And that should be our main desire, is to have that passion inside of us to want to share the truth with everyone in this world, because people are dying and going to hell every day and they don't have to. That should be our main desire, is to have that passion in our hearts to want to share the truth with everyone in this world. We should want to in another desire of ours is we should want to get sin out of our lives. That's the main thing that we need to get. We need to get sin out of our lives ASAP. And as I've said earlier in the lesson, if there's anything that's keeping you from God, or if it's a habit that goes against God's will, we should get those things out of our lives ASAP, right away, because we have no idea of when we're gonna leave this world. We don't have a clue of when our time on this world, um, or when our time in this world is gonna end. We don't have a clue. We should get anything that keeps you away from Jesus. And I'm pleading with everyone that's watching this video this evening. If there's anything that that's keeping you away from Jesus, get it out of your lives right now, ASAP. But I just hope and pray that this video has been a blessing to everyone watching. I really do. And coming to you once again live from Reach Souls Films Incorporated. I love you all, and may Jesus bless you.